Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Tater Chimp, also known as Spudmonk, and this is the Dark Souls BossBow Challenge. And today, starting off after my last failed attempt against Ceaseless Discharge, I'm going to try and reclaim my lost glory by taking him out. So I've switched over to the Gold Hem set to give myself some extra fire resistance. I've also switched over to the Stone Helmet, because I could. And I took off the Zweihander because I had no plans of using it during this fight. Yeah, I'm going to go with last time he got lucky. That's what I'm going to go with. And he's probably just going to stop me before I can even get back over to kind of the battlegrounds where I like to fight him. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, pretty much as predicted there. Alright, and I believe that you can actually... there might be multiple ways of cheesing this guy. Because I think back here is a relative safe zone. I think he can only like get a little tentacle in. And if that's the case, then... Nope, he can definitely hit back here. Good to know. I want to top myself off, but I also know that, well, I'm either coming back here with 6 Estus or 5, so it doesn't really make a difference. I could do the bonfire thing, but... Basically, we are woefully unprepared fighting this guy, but that's what makes this challenge fun. Wow. He clipped me. He definitely clipped me. We'll see if my dodging gets any better, but I've got a feeling this is going to get worse. Yup. Found a wall, guys. Good news. What if I dodged right? Nope. He is giving me some grief this time around. I'm not used to being griefed by Ceaseless, but that's what happens when you're dealing 40 damage a shot. Alright, so you do have to be very late on the dodge for that. Uncomfortably kind of close to it. You might be able to do a double dodge, but pretty much the moment that I see the tentacle on screen is when I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity. So let's stick with that. Very, very focused at this point. Let me walk away from me. I ain't through with you. Again, this is a boss that I'm not used to fighting with a low damage item, so it's very interesting to see kind of some of the attacks that I have missed historically. And some of the tells, and some of the, like, arena, just little strange things. Oh, that's dodge. Like I was saying before with the Moonlight Butterfly, you can learn quite a bit about bosses just by applying these challenges. And sometimes there's some really interesting things. Like I didn't know he had that little 3 stomp attack. Very good to know. As long as he keeps doing that for the rest of the fight, I'd be fine with it, because I think that I've got the pattern down for that specific attack. But as soon as he switches to something else, I'm not going to see it coming. I pretty much guarantee that. And that one is very slow, but that's what I thought the last time, and he totally killed me with it, so no guarantee on that. Yep, and that was a decent amount of damage. That was lethal last time, but because I have the stone helm and possibly the... Man! That really goes right. You cannot dodge that to the right. Possibly the gold hem set also saved me from that. So this one's going to come down to the wire, it looks like. How exciting. try and reposition in between my shots. Do a little bit of orb walking here. That was a Dota reference for anyone who didn't catch it. Alright, come on. One more attack that's easy to dodge. Actually, I lied. Probably 2 more attacks, but point still stands. Nope. But I think I can kill him if I just attack here. One more, come on. Yes. I did it! Wasn't that pro? Aren't you guys proud of me? Woo! Oh, that was garbage. Alright, and then I'm not sure where the fog gate, the golden fog gate for Lost Islip is, so I'm actually going to go ahead and try and find out if I can get down. I think it's by the fire sage, so I think I actually stand a pretty good chance of being able to pick up the large fire ember, which would help with this run as well. So I'm going to go ahead and not do that. I'm going to re-equip our Zweihanda. You have to say it that way, by the way. I wasn't sure if you guys knew that. And that's not gonna make... How did I have that before? Oh, I must have had... Ooh, although I do like the sack. Like that. That's gonna be just barely over, isn't it? Fine. Sack it. Burlap! I actually thought it'd be a good idea for a Halloween costume. Just a burlap sack, and it doesn't really matter what else you wear. As long as you have some kind of weapon with you, burlap sack, pretty scary. Like Dr. Salvador, Resident Evil. Good game. Good game. Good first enemy to throw at you. Like, when he comes at you with the chainsaw, you're like, oh, an enemy with a chainsaw. This will surely take off much of my health, and then you're like, or decapitate me. Don't think that many protagonists have been decapitated in the history of gaming. I guess Mortal Kombat probably cut them to that one, though. Probably by a few decades. Alright, so I am well resigned to the fact this is going to be a suicide run. I should be able to unlock the bonfire, but I'm not even sure if I'll want to. Alright, and... yeah, let's start going Vitality, I guess. You'll see me kind of go back and forth, I imagine, from this point on. Because, well, the Vitality is going to be nice. The additional equipment burden is also going to be good. But basically it's going to take like 2 levels, and then we can wear a fancy new hat instead of a sack. So, your mileage may vary, is what I'm trying to get across here. Alright, now we get to do more bosses! Except for this time I can actually use a Zweihanda. It's a legal obligation that I have to say it like that. If anyone's getting annoyed with it, I literally have to. Really? 142, huh? What does the bow do? 94. Okay. Well, today I learned. Also looks like it's staggering him, which is interesting. And that was a critical hit because he was trying to dodge, so do not assume that that is normal two-handed damage. But, that being said, that was a lot of damage. I'm happy with the damage. I did, and unfortunately, the results of the video got kind of corrupted and they were really crappy quality, so I didn't feel like uploading them. That's never stopped you before. Shut up, I know. But I did a... whatever the biggest weapon in the game is run. I forget the name of it. The one that the Taurus demons occasionally drop. I did a run with that, and Crystal Magic Weapon, and all strength, and it was ridiculous. I killed the Taurus demon in New Game by doing like 4,000 damage to him. It was great. Oh, and Power Within, just for, you know, that extra oomph that it was really lacking. Now, It is a suicide run, but it's not that suicidal. So let's go ahead and level up our sword. Could actually upgrade our shield as well, but I like the idea of this better. There we go. And we can, like I said, level up our sword. We can actually upgrade that as well right now. Alright, so now I've got a plus 10, which means that the next upgrade path is going to be lightning. And we can't even one-shot these guys. What kind of Dark Souls player am I? They are not the toughest enemy. I'm pretty sure that this isn't going to do no better. So we might have to just go ahead and do stuff like this. Oh. Yeah, so that'll let us one-shot them, so we just have to be a little bit careful. Say a little bit because, like I said, this is a suicide run. Who cares if I die? Let's see. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with both of these guys. Now, as good as the Iron Shield is, I don't think that it's this good, unfortunately. But, as you can tell, even this is with no strength upgrade. That is just two-handing it. This is a good sword. This is a very good sword. If you are a beginner to this game, I mean, that should be a demonstration alone of a good starting item that you can definitely build into for a lot of strength and flexibility. Because this is absolutely 100% a late game area. They're throwing the first non-tutorial boss of the game at you as a normal enemy. So take that as a hint of how much damage I should be dealing against them for not even having gone through Anne Orlando. Being said, I am cheating by two-handing it, but that gives you, I believe, a 50% buff based on your strength. So if your strength was 24, as mine is, I'm effectively dealing damage as though I was wielding it with 36 strength. So it's not the end-all be-all of, weapons still, but not bad. Alright. Now I don't think that this is going to work, but I'm going to just try and juke this guy and then juke these. Sufficiently juked. There we go, large flaming ember. Yeah, I guess we can bone out. These guys are actually blocking his path to us, and that's pretty funny. Wrong thing. Consumables. Homeward bone. See ya! Got what I wanted. And now, remember before, we picked up a few large flame embers, and I'm not going to show it on camera. Again, level up the weapon. I'm not going to show it on camera because it's boring, but I probably will run back through to the catacombs in order to upgrade further. And that is the last upgrade for our shield, with what we've got right now. And I'm trying to think, like, how do I usually get out of this place? Oh, right, with the Lord Vessel. So, another interesting experience brought to you by Scrubs Mackenzie. But that's actually a handy sequence break to know. As long as you can beat Quelaag and Ceaseless Discharge, do not want. That's what I'm trying to say here. Oh, and of course they would all aggro. Of course they would all aggro. Just you. Please, just you. If I could just fight one of these guys, I would be so happy. Alright. Come on down to the Price is Right. Your attack was good. Mine was better. Mine connected. Think. Aw, boo. Not a fan of Peter Pan, huh? Next. This Vihander will see you now. Aw. You messed up my quippy one-liner. You bastard. I'll kill you for that. Ow. Bring it on, you goat bastard. Alright, only like 3 more left. Man. They're good about making places that are harder to fight your way out of than they are to fight your way into. Yeah, just him. RSVP, no friends, I'm sorry. That reminds me. This will be a good discussion for the rest of it. So, way back in high school, my friends and I had a discussion about the nature of an orgy. Because we were trying to determine... First of all, none of us had ever been to one, because like I said, we were in high school. So we were trying to determine if an orgy happens, if they are a planned event, or if it's just kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I was like, of course they're a planned event. And my whole logic and reasoning behind that was you wouldn't just have an orgy where it's like, oh yeah, anybody can show up, because then everybody will show up. And the kind of people who would show up on a whim to an orgy are not the kind of people that you want to see naked at an orgy. So I'm like, you're gonna have invitations, you're gonna have select people. And friends were like, no way, because that would be so weird and awkward. I was like, more awkward than... Anyway, though. Ooh, if you have the charred ring, can you drop down there and not die? I'm betting that the answer is no, but I've never tried it. Something to think on later. So, orgies, yeah. So, but they're like, yeah, how would you frame up, like, you've been cordially invited, please RSVP, bring one guest. Bring a food. Or we're having hors d'oeuvres. Would you like to have hors d'oeuvres at an orgy? And I'm like, I couldn't even think of a single one that you would want to have, because I'd just be like, cocktail weenies, fish tacos, clams, and it'd all just be stuff like that. But I'm sure, I know that they happen. I've heard about them, besides just in the pornographic industries. So I know that it has to. And then all of a sudden after this, because when I went to high school was pre-Facebook, just barely, a little bit ahead of it. And so I'm like, all of a sudden on Facebook, you get this golden opportunity where it's like, create an event, host an orgy. Awesome. And the sad part is that that's a thing that I know that happens. But man, the olden days, it must have been very awkward. You had to be pretty confident that the people you're inviting like the bone in. So there we go. We are out of here. Not enough to get a level up, enough to get another 78 heavy arrows or 10 lightning bolts. Something which I think I may just grind out later, but we'll have to see on that. And let's see, how are we doing on time? So it looks like I could probably escape from Blighttown. Actually, I might not even do that. I might just take on Ainagi here, and call that good. Because this is a mercy killing. This is not me being a dick to her. She needs to die. And then killing him, that's a formality. Dealing with the extra bugs, it's not worth the effort. So we'll just go ahead and live and let live, right? Right? But I do like being able to upgrade the Estus, and I do like the moral cleansing of killing her. Because she has a sad story. Very sad. So, yeah. You all know the trip up. You all know the way through the water wheel. So I'm going to catch you guys back at Firelink Shrine. And I actually may go ahead and do the little catacombs run, as we've already seen that as well. So I will see you guys next time around.